What do you get when you have 2 microphones, a bottle of bourbon, and plenty of time to kill? It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast with Billy and Jimmy. Glad you found us. Sit back, relax. Let's see what we get into. It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast, episode 65. We are here for a very special edition of the podcast. It's Election Day. Yep.
Oh, God, it's Election Day.
It's Election Day.
It's election, and the world is going to come to an end.
The world burns at midnight.
For half of the Americans, it's the end of the world as we know it. I mean, it's crazy.
And for the other half of the Americans, it could be the end of the world.
It could be the end of the world. It's crazy. So, and to bring on this Election Day, it's the Bourbon Talking. We're going to try some Knob Creek.
We've never had that on the podcast.
We have never had this on the. It's a single barrel select bourbon. 120 proof.
Oh, okay. A little high horsepower.
Well, yeah, this is. You may need some Blue Death.
We were just talking about diesel trucks.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're going to do the Election Day podcast. We don't know the results of the election.
Nope.
But they'll be coming out soon. And we'll do a post-Election Day podcast. And we'll see how many listeners we lose.
Unless we're on a sailboat heading to Belize.
Yeah. We'll see how many listeners we lose or gain. It is what it is. And Billy here, here's
our last sip of freedom, possibly.
Maybe. Oh my God.
All right, here we go. Let's try Knob Creek.
Yep, it's got some horsepower.
Well, it doesn't not have flavor.
No, it definitely has flavor, and again, do we...
I got to be easy on this, though.
Yeah, you got to take your time. It's a sip and drink. So, but again, it is Election Day, so it could go from sipping to gulping here real fast, and I just don't think there's enough. Whether you're in depression or celebrating, I just don't think there's enough. So we have Knob Creek, and at the end of this podcast, we'll rate this bourbon on our take of it.
That's right. We will. Stick around to the end.
Yeah.
We'll give you our thoughts on Knob Creek. We're drinking it, so you don't have to.
Yeah, you may want to today. If you're not a bourbon drinker, it's a good day to start. Actually, the whole campaign season would have been a good day to start.
Yeah.
Today's just celebrating it's over.
Crazy one, man.
Oh,
it's
God.
just, definitely unlike any campaign. This is an election unlike anything we've ever seen. So,
yeah,
this would be one.
It's crazy. It's and despite what all mainstream media and celebrities are saying,
yeah,
it's not going to be the end of the world.
Right. People, please don't vote for a candidate based on your favorite celebrity.
Yeah,
do your own research.
Come on. It's your pocket. Trust me. The celebrities have money. This election, one way or the other, does not affect them whatsoever. It affects you.
The 99% of us don't even live in their world.
No.
So
and they're in a fantasy world.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want the same.
No. So, again, do not listen to a celebrity to throw a vote.
That's right.
Throw your vote because that's who you want, that you feel is going to represent you and your family and your pocketbook. At the end of the day, it's about the economics and security of our country.
Yeah.
So vote who you think. And, I'm not going to lie, Billy. I think it's going to be Trump by a landslide. I'm going to throw it out there.
I hope you're right.
I just feel that it's Trump by a landslide.
I hereby officially endorse President Trump.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance.
I waited a little bit longer than Joe Rogan to give out an endorsement. Well, we'll see how hard mine hits based on.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So hey, it's we're definitely voting for Trump. I think it's going to be a landslide. I think the polls have gotten it wrong. I think mainstream media has gotten it wrong. They've gotten the past several wrong. they thought Hillary was going to win in 2016. They thought Trump was going to blow out Biden in 2020. That didn't happen.
Where's Karl Rove with his whiteboard? He's usually pretty good, but
I think he's on Fox right now.
is he? Okay.
But at the end of the day, it's I think it's Trump by a landslide. I think the country is they're tired of these games, and I just feel like across the board, no matter your demographics, I think you got your hard left liners out there. Some of your liberals that are going to stay with, they're going to vote down the party line. But I think for the most people I need security and I need more money because I can't live like this.
Well, there's a huge difference. This election cycle is early voting for Republicans. That's usually not how Republicans roll. They usually, wait till election day
because they want their vote to count.
Which there's still going to be a large majority that do. However, the early vote for Republicans has been off the chart.
Oh yeah, no, they've gone crazy. In fact, they're leading, which is unheard of.
Which kind of makes me think if Republicans vote on election day, if Republicans are getting all these early voting votes, oh no, never mind. I was thinking, could that be Democrats, voting for Trump on the
Democrats normally don't go on.
Yeah, but they would still be
election
categorized as Democrats.
But I don't think I don't think they show up today. I think the Republicans hit it out of the park on early voting.
Yeah.
And I think the residuals who are traditional election day voters are still going to go today. I'm telling you, I just feel it's a landslide. I really do.
I know in my county, I was probably the third person that voted.
Well,
I usually don't do early vote on presidential primary elections.
Mm-hmm.
I will vote early for the other elections, but I voted early this time.
I always voted early.
Yeah, I usually vote on
only because I'm usually traveling somewhere, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to vote. So at the earliest opportune time, I go and throw my vote. So
right.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, this campaign cycle's been whacked. I mean, just watching the Democrats throw Joe out and bring Kamala in.
That's called a coup.
Yeah, and they did it right in front of your eyes, people. Don't act surprised. You saw it happening live. No, it's crazy. And I agree with you. Don't vote because a celebrity voted. Don't. They live in a fantasy world. They have money. This hard economic times is not affecting them.
Yeah.
It affects
vote
you.
how we tell you to vote. No, I'm just joking.
Well, I mean, that's the case, but we're not, we're nobodies, but we're just voting on our wallets and security. Sorry, I had a.
They're so loud with the snarling and growling and grunting.
They come in here and lay down before the podcast, but as soon as you turn on that machine right there, they just lose their minds. I mean,
I do want to apologize to everybody for my raspy voice. I had neck surgery, and they go in through the front, and that's rough. My neck feels great, but my throat feels like garbage.
Well, you look like shit, Billy. I just wanted to say,
Thanks, little buddy.
I'm glad you're feeling better, but
right. That's been a long year. That was a long, miserable year with a messed up neck. First, it'll get better, realizing finally that there's something wrong after about 2 months, and then trying to get scheduled to have someone look at it, and then you have to go through the evaluation. Okay, yeah, you got a major problem. Let's try to fix it with pain management. Let's do that for 6 months. And then once pain management kicks you out and say, we can't help you anymore, now let's get another evaluation. Now let's go to a neurosurgeon. Now let's get
Dr. Jimmy could hook you up.
I tried to wash away my pain. Yeah, but
Dr. Jimmy to the rescue.
That's a whole year process. It I first really thought I had a problem last September, a year ago in 2023, is when my first real problem started happening. My neck's always popped to the right 3 times. Pop, pop, pop. It quit popping. After 20 years of being out of the military, it quit popping. I was like, oh, man, that's awesome. Yeah, then the pain came. I broke a bone spur break off my vertebrae and getting stuck in my nerve branch. But, yeah, that was not fun. But I feel so much better. It's, oh, my God.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, so happy.
It's,
I'm ready to ride
and
again.
we'll see how you feel tomorrow after the votes come in.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
We'll see how that feels.
It's crazy. You know, can the Republicans pick up the House and the Senate? You know,
that will be something to see. I mean, if that's a possibility, you know, if Trump wins,
he will.
His
Landslide.
hands were quite tied last time.
Well, he did get his confirmations through the Senate because they had the Senate at that time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's really the key to this. His administration, the first 2 years, if he can control the Senate and get his confirmation picks and his cabinet and everything else.
Right.
So, but, you know, I mean, it's crazy. Our government system needs to work again, and it's been at a stalemate with Biden as the president. Mm-hmm. Nothing's gotten through, and all executive orders and all that crap. It's not bipartisan, you know. And so, anyways, it's going to be a good year. Trump's going to win. The country's going to move forward. And yeah, I'm going to call it here. Yep. Election's over. Everybody just, hey, go home. We're not. No, I'm kidding. Go vote.
Go back in line. Yeah. Get back in line. Go vote.
So, no. Right. So what else is going on?
So,
sorry. The dogs were making the lamp move over there. And I was trying to get their attention. Man, it is tough doing this with animals. I throw them outside. They break the dog door down to get in, you know. And then we had went over to John and Deborah's for dinner, and John's like, "Hey, I got a way how we can make your new loft underneath your new loft a podcast room with styrofoam and all kinds of stuff up there." And I'm like, "Okay." Yeah, I said it's still going to have an echo out there, but we're trying to come up with a better area to keep the sideshow. I have 2 English bulldogs. It's a sideshow. So, but yeah. Anyways.
All right. So I was looking into some AI stuff, right? And I know that they're doing some crazy things with DARPA, but what they've actually done, and I can send this to you. You may have already seen it. They took individual brain cells and started growing them inside of a petri dish, right? And they started programming them. So this is the first cyborg, and they have taught this brain, and it learned so much faster than AI large language models on how to play Pong. And this guy kind of breaks it down. I'll let you listen to it, and I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. But this is pretty spooky, man. We are real close to like Skynet. But anyway, you've got to see this. Hang on.
Scientists might have just created consciousness by growing brains in a jar and connecting them to a computer made from stem cells that were stimulated in a special way to form neural tissue, which grew and eventually formed structures and even brainwave activity similar to that of a premature human baby. They then hooked up this brain into a computer, connecting it into a virtual world where it learned to play Pong completely from scratch. I want you to realize what this means. Like, this isn't a computer bot that was pre-programmed to know exactly how to play the game. that's easy. It's an organic brain that they grew themselves that was given Pong with no instructions, and it just taught itself how to play, which is honestly nothing new. That's just AI, but this is organic AI, which happens to learn quicker and is also more energy efficient than traditional AI. It learned to play Pong in about 10 to 15 rallies, when a regular computer AI would take around 5,000. Albeit the computer AI can simulate those 5,000 rallies much quicker, but that takes a lot more computing power, which is sorta our main bottleneck with AI at the moment. Energy. This is organoid intelligence. Take human brain cells, grow them in a petri dish, and then use computers to train them just like AI. Naturally, there are ethical concerns rising, as there is surmounting evidence showing us that these are conscious, like a human. Even the scientists working on it themselves admit these organoids are sentient. They took it a step further and tested out these organoid brains inside real physical robots, feeding them the sensory input of everything the robot experiences. And since the computer chip running it is organic brain matter, this technically, by definition, is a cyborg. Then there are companies like Final Spark that let you rent server space on these organoid brains, which essentially act like organic CPUs. You can even see live streams of the brain computers you're renting out. And now this next part right here, what they're doing here might actually prove simulation theory. So they have this virtual butterfly simulation that's controlled by the organoid brains, meaning the brains feel and experience everything the butterflies do. Again, the brains weren't trained or programmed how to be a butterfly. Just like they did with Pong, they were just fed the sensory feelings of being butterflies and kind of figured out themselves how to flap their wings and just exist. Much the same way you weren't pre-programmed to walk or talk. You experienced sensory inputs in the forms of sight, sounds, touch, and learned, taught yourself along the way. This is an organic brain being fed computer data to make it believe it actually exists in a simulated world, and it's also likely sentient. This company essentially just created the Matrix for butterflies, and its consciousness is available for you to rent out. And when no one's using it, it still just continues to exist with no human interaction whatsoever. If the brains really are conscious, as the scientists suggest, they're not gonna know they're this organoid computer brain in a lab hooked up to a virtual simulation. They're gonna believe that they really are that butterfly. If that's the case, what's stopping all of us from being our own organoid brains in some lab in a different dimension? Meaning this, everything we see and experience right now is our own simulation that we've been plugged into, except we're not butterflies, we're humans. And everything we do, every decision we make is not by our own free will, but by some, I don't know, fifth dimensional entity renting server space in our brains, just the same way this Final Spark neural platform lets us do. And when we sleep, maybe our idle brain computational power is used for other purposes, which we experience as dreams. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. You gotta sleep tonight. Are we really brain organoids, existing in our own petri dishes, connected to and experiencing a fully virtual simulated world? Because we just pulled it off. And according to simulation theory, if we're capable of creating virtual simulated realities, then chances are we're already living in one.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, wow. My mind's blown, literally.
Man, in 10 years, what we're going to see is just, and it's going to take a couple of decades for things to start coming down to actual consumer goods. But you have to think the things that we're reading about and hearing about, they have already been working on for probably 10 years prior. It's kind of like the F-117 Black Hawk, or F-117 stealth fighter. The first time we saw that plane was in 1990. Well, it's been flying since 1976. So they've been working on stuff for 20 years before we find out about it. This is pretty nuts, though. And to think, if you create a organic brain matter, what is consciousness? Are there that whole refrigerator full of conscious butterflies flying around inside, and they're just goo inside of a petri dish? I don't know. Gives you something to think about. It is the Matrix, it's the, are we just cyborgs, just energy server space sitting in a tube somewhere?
So 3 words that came out in there, 2 of them went together. Energy efficient and organic. Mm-hmm. So we have it an AI simulated brain that's energy efficient.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is it? Like a Tesla? I
No,
mean,
'cause
is it
so
an
low
EV? I mean, solar power. I mean, what? I mean,
Because it is just living off of the food that you put into the petri dish to keep it alive. When a computer chip takes 7.5 volts and 300 milliamps to run, that takes power. This is just a brain sitting inside of a petri dish, so it's self-powered as long as you keep it fed. That's why it's
so we have, and the children of tomorrow are going to be energy efficient brains.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last word, which really bothers me a little bit, organic.
Well, yeah, that means it's alive. It's,
I know what organic means, but now you're trying to take something that's AI, which is artificial intelligence. So what does artificial mean, Billy?
non-organic.
Yeah. You see where I'm going with this?
Exactly.
And okay, A, you got artificial. I,
Right.
which is
Intelligence.
And then we're going to bring in this organic.
So what?
So all three words do not even go together.
So what happens? Let's do basic math. If artificial and organic cancel each other out, what do you have left? Raw intelligence. That's just it. Intelligence. You've grown a brain inside of a petri dish, and they think it's sentient. Just like you
can grow an STD in a petri dish. I mean, come on.
Right, but it doesn't know how to play pong.
You want to bet? That's bad. That's how most of it gets transferred.
Good point. Anyway, I just thought that was the future is just. No one can truly conceive what we're going to see, and we're ramping at an exponential rate.
So break this down for the audience. So on our Election Day podcast, we're talking about artificial intelligence that's organic.
Right. Because people will only listen to politics for about 28 seconds.
No, I mean, presidential race, artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Organic. You just put it all together. Come on, man. Keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You haven't even drank but a sip of that. You can't even blame it on the bourbon yet.
Yeah.
Must be the pain pills from neck surgery.
That's my bourbon. Pretty good.
I mean, again, we're talking about a presidential race, some artificial. I mean, and I'm telling you, the Democrats brought artificial intelligence, but it's not intelligent. It's the precursor to it. It's just a dud.
I think we need to have some sort of regulations to put some reins on this, because it's just think of what organization 3-letter agencies are doing with this stuff that we're unaware of. When I'm just thinking about Hellfire missiles just flying around in the air, being run by a program, and it decides who the bad guy is. Somebody needs to put that in check.
So a missile is nothing but a one-way airplane without a pilot. Same equipment, same everything, just no. So you're telling me that now AI flying around missiles, that it could be the pilot and bring it back? It could be a two-way missile.
I'm sure they've tested that. Like, say, most of our air-to-air missiles are proximity, so they all detonate.
Well, hang on. So let's take this one. So, I mean, SpaceX missiles come back. I mean, they launch them and they come back and land. They actually had a claw catch one less than a month ago.
Oh yeah.
So again, they're coming back. They've landed them on barges.
So I mean, I'm sure they have tested recallable munitions. I don't see why they wouldn't. You could probably do that with long range cruise missiles. they could probably abort the mission.
Well, that's
veer
called
off.
self-destruct. Just self-destruct.
Well, again, instead of just blowing them up, right?
Bring them back and reuse
They
them.
bring them back. They go to a high altitude. They pop a drone chute. They become inert. They just fall down to the water. You run out in a Zodiac and pick them up. Yeah, I mean, you could probably. I would hope they're doing that actually, since they're damn near $2 million a missile. Yeah, let.
No. You want your stock portfolio to go up in Raytheon. You want them to explode, so the government has to buy another one.
That's very true. Yes, they don't have recallable munitions. Once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
You bought that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's buy another one.
You're right. They probably haven't put any research into that.
No. And considering every member of Congress probably has stock in, Raytheon, Lockheed, Boeing, and all these other
Right.
missile companies.
Yeah, there's no money in. That's like there's no money in curing cancer. There's
Exactly. I mean,
No
how is the
money in
pharmaceutical
recall
company going to get rich if everybody survived cancer?
right. They're not.
They're not. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't live in my
There's
20,000 square foot mansion now.
There's a lot of money in you taking a handful of pills every night to sustain your life a little bit longer. But there's no money in taking one pill and curing you.
And what's the difference between taking pills and bullets? Nothing.
No, not really.
There's nothing the difference. The manufacturer wants you to use them up.
Yeah. Good point. All right. My whole outlook's just been changed on that.
Oh, man, you're killing me here. Hey.
Recallable munitions. How stupid.
We don't need artificial intelligence. We got Congress. Anyways. Oh, wow, that thing got sideways there, didn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
How's that new truck going?
Dude, I love my new truck.
Good
Shout
for
out to Ron Anderson Chevy GMC here in Yulee, Florida. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. But yeah, that truck is unbelievable.
Well, I can't give a shout out because I didn't buy local. I actually played 5 or 7 dealerships and got the lowest one. So,
Yeah, I'd been shopping and looking, interested in this truck for a couple of weeks. And yeah, go on GMC website. I was actually about to take a drive to Gainesville to look at one. And then I made my mind up to do that. And I went back to GMC's website to get the address of the dealership that's in Gainesville that had this.
and then one popped up.
And another one popped up and it said in transit. And it was at my local GMC dealership. And I said, okay, hold the horses. No sense in driving that far if I don't have to. And then like 2 days later, I went up and took a look at it and they had it in the shop, PDI in it and installing some things on it.
Explain to our listeners what PDI means because
It's
most
a
people think.
pre-delivery inspection.
There you go.
Yeah. And so I snooped around, took a gander at it and
Pulled the trigger like 10 minutes later.
yeah. Yeah. They gave me a good deal on my trade and a good deal on that new truck and yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you're happy with it. And,
Shout out to Jason, the Big Show Bennett. And I'll put up a picture of me and Jason at my delivery right now. Keep in mind, I'm 6 foot. I'm not a little person. Can't say midget anymore. But yeah, that's
well, you are compared to him.
that's me on the right, and that's Jason on the left, and I'm 6 foot tall. I said, dude, get away from my truck. You're making it look small. That guy's a monster.
There you have it. What else did I?
So you've been doing some fun things in the back of your new Ram.
Yeah, I just.
It's slicker now snot.
Oh no, we're getting there. It's nothing compared to what you got in yours. I'm trying to read my notes on. Nope, we covered all the notes in the podcast thing here, so we can talk trucks. Yeah, no, just trying to make it usable because I'm too old to climb in the back. So I wanted the back of the truck to come to me.
Now what's the name of the bed slide that you got?
Bed slide.
What a brilliant marketing name.
Bed slide.
Bed slide. That thing's pretty slick. I think.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, you throw shit in the back of the truck way back there.
Yep.
And you just pull it out and it comes.
Man, it comes right.
I mean,
to
you don't have to climb in there and bust your knees.
The only thing, a man of your stature, I would think that you would have got a powered option where you just press a button. And
well, I got to say that I didn't want to be totally lazy. I don't mind doing a little manual work on it.
No,
It is nice. You just pull a little spring and the whole thing slides out. So
it's got these really cool accessory bins on the side and the back.
In the back, yeah.
That's nice.
So
I'm ready to tailgate out of that thing.
Exactly. I mean, throw that what's that griddle thing you have? That Blackstone.
Yeah.
You can throw your little Blackstone on right there and kind of cook some stuff somewhere. But that means we got to go somewhere.
Where we're going to go?
I don't know. I mean,
we'll discuss that tomorrow. Yeah. We might be going a short distance or far distance.
Well, I wonder if we could get the trucks on a barge to Belize.
Let me look that up.
Yeah. My truck might not float. I wonder if I can put an outboard on the back of it. Some
2 Harleys, 2 heavy-duty trucks to Belize.
Yeah. And some bourbon because they only make it and sell it here.
Let's just buy a C-130.
So no, we're no, it's all good. We got elections I feel good about. I mean, I got to honestly say, this will be the only thing I feel like the state of Florida's won because Jacksonville Jaguars can't win crap. The Florida Gators lost to Georgia. Tampa Bay lost last night. The Dolphins lost the other day. I mean, Donald Trump, since he's kind of moved to Florida, hopefully this is the start of a new winning trend of something winning in Florida. So let's go President Trump.
I sure hope you're right.
So I'm feeling good about it. So everything in Florida has not done so well.
Just be sure you go out and vote. Don't be a big dummy.
Don't be a big dummy.
Don't be a big dummy. Go vote.
Go vote. No, and it's
you big dummy.
And it's a right, not a privilege. It's a right.
It's a right that can be taken away.
So it's a right that can be taken away. So,
or however, it's a right that you are free to lose. Let's word it that way. Yeah, because if you become a dumbass and become a felon, you've by choice lost your right.
And along with a few other rights, unless you're in California, felonies really don't count.
Yeah, that's true. So there, this dumb law has come out to where in many cities they're not prosecuting people unless they steal things that are over a certain dollar amount, right? Mm-hmm. Cops aren't even going to come to your convenience store unless they stole something that was $700 or more, $900 or more. I was reading this article where this store owner priced every item in his store at $798.
That makes sense.
You walk into a store, $798, and he said, discount code available at cashier.
Beautiful.
So this guy's pretty damn smart. So if absolutely anything gets stolen in his store, he has the right to call the cops. That item was priced at $798, and he can prosecute for you stealing one item in his store like it should be.
Brilliant.
And if you're an honest person and you purchase an item at his store, well, there's a discount code at the cashier for $190 or $790.
We'll call that a convenience fee since you didn't steal it.
Right. You get a convenience discount honesty code. I just thought that was
an
brilliant.
Honesty discount. Yeah,
there's a guy.
Gotta love it.
There's a guy battling asinine stupidity with a little bit of brain power, and I just thought that was so cool. He just priced everything at $800.
Brilliant. Yeah, everything at $1,001.
I'd like to hear a secondary report if it's actually working.
Or if it's even,
I'm sure people go, oh shit, they're walking
not
through
buying
a
shit
store.
here. This store's outrageous.
Sir, the decimal points missing off of this bag of chips. Nope, that's an $800 bag of Doritos.
I thought I walked into 7-Eleven, not Tiffany's.
Yeah, exactly. But that's pretty smart of him. Way to, see outside the
Circumvent the
box.
system. Yeah, smart. Yeah, no, discount code. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Pretty sharp.
If you walk up to the register and not run out the front door, you got you got a shot at getting a discount.
Yeah,
I like it. Really,
pretty good.
man. And wow, yeah. I mean, and what a savings.
Right. Oh yeah, your wife always comes home and tells you, "Honey, guess how much I saved today."
Oh, yeah.
That's a scary term. I saved $250. How much did you have to spend to save $250? So now she can come home and say, I saved $3,800 today. And you're like,
Yeah. What did you buy? 3 bags of Skittles.
right.
3 bags of Skittles. What the heck?
Hey, Bidenomics.
Hey,
They say it's working.
ding. Who says that?
Biden.
Exactly. Him and Hunter.
Right. Where is that guy? We haven't seen him for a while.
Oh, he's about ready to get pardoned.
Yeah, that's a cat that's laying low. Haven't seen him since his court date. Haven't seen him say anything.
No.
Yeah, laying
No,
low.
hey, today's the day. Does he get pardoned tomorrow or in January?
Or do he really go missing?
Or does he really go missing?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you go stay at my friend's house, President Z?
Yes. All right, man. That's a pretty good one. What do you think? You want to rate this bourbon and see what we're doing?
You know what? It's not bad. I actually, and again, we'll throw it on the camera here. This is my best Vanna White. Knob Creek, 120 proof. And yeah, man, I want to give it a 6. I like it.
I'm giving it a 7.
Well,
I really like its flavor, and I almost gave it a 6.5 because it's a little too high horsepower for me. I'm not going to blame it on the bourbon.
yeah,
That's
so
my fault.
let me tell you why he went from 6.5 to 7. It's easier math since I did 6.
Oh, it is. Now that I think about it, yeah. It's not just a hat rack, but it's got a really good flavor to it. There's a lot going on with it, but it's a little too high horsepower for me. I usually like around a 90 proof. That being 120 is good.
Oh, it definitely
But
brings the paint off the walls.
after it gets watered down a little bit, I am enjoying this very easily.
No,
So,
and it's first time I ever had Knob Creek, and we've had a lot of bourbon over the past year. And
Yeah. I had it about 20 years ago before I had a taste for bourbon. And I remember taking a nice gulp. I might have even done a shot of it. I don't know. And it stopped right here, lit my ass on fire. I screamed, ran out of a window, probably jumped in a pool, and never drank it since.
And Taco Bell does the same thing for them.
Yeah, but I used to be a rum guy. That's all I would ever drink is rum. So, but again, before I had a taste for bourbon, I drank that, and that was fire water. I didn't want anything to do with it ever again. Coming back at it 20 years later and much more mature, it is sitting quite well, my friend.
And so, no, it's good. Billy, it's a pleasure. And today we're going to have it's going to be the red wave. I'm telling you, Trump wins by a landslide.
Let's ride the red wave together.
The red wave.
People, I don't care who you vote for. You're probably not going to see this video until after the election, but we hope you at least did your part to be able to bitch in the future. If you don't vote, you got to keep your mouth shut.
But this is us predicting.
Yeah. Ooh, we shall throw up. Oh, we are the great oracle. We see deep into the future. Why am I speaking?
Swahili or whatever that was. I don't know what you're trying
I don't know. I can see into the future, and it is going to be a glorious time It's a red wave.
Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, yeah, he just had surgeries on some pain meds. It's just whatever. And before we close out, did you see the article where the damn law enforcement officials went into that guy's house in New York and killed a squirrel? Euthanized a squirrel and his raccoon?
Dude.
See, that's why you need to vote red. Those are the kind of laws that are out there for liberal states like New York, where they went in, took this man's pets, and euthanized them.
Right. Well, there are fish and wildlife and gaming commission laws where not everybody can have an alligator in their house, and you and I, we really can't have raccoons and possums and squirrels. There's a reason for it, right? But instead of talking to this man, he's had this squirrel. He rescued the squirrel. And
had him for 7 years.
Had him for 7 years. And this is something that a single agent can come up to you, have a cordial conversation, and y'all can come to some middle ground with it, right?
So wait. So I'm really just kind of...
Multiple agencies raided this dude's house.
They said 10 agencies.
Kept him on a curb for 5 hours, would not let him go into the bathroom and relieve himself without an escort. And then they searched the backside of the toilet when he got done to see what he was hiding, ransacked his house, and even checked the immigration status of his German descent wife while they were there, confiscated his raccoon, his squirrel, and then immediately euthanized him within hours.
So again,
it's asinine. It's crazy.
Vote red. Telling you red.
How many drug dealers and child traffickers got
So, I
away
mean, did
that
they go
day
into
because-
everybody's house that had a bunny, a duck, or any of these other non-cat dog type animals?
Not that I've heard about, but I just think
Boa
it is a
constrictors,
huge-
reptiles. I mean, come on now. Just because it's a squirrel and a raccoon.
What's worse, this guy with a single squirrel or the crazy cat lady with 21 cats? You be the judge.
Well, I wasn't really going to go with the cat lady
just
thing
saying,
after
there needs to be a
the
limit on
crazy
cats.
cat lady. I mean, well, then again, we don't want her to get elected either. But at the end of the day, it's like these people. Again, your policies, your heart. I mean, you don't want those kind of crazy laws. I mean, telling me that I can't have a squirrel for crying out loud.
I'm not mad at the law, right? I'm not mad at the law.
Well, I am because 10
mad at
10
the
agencies
execution of it.
10 agencies went in there to take. I mean,
That's the part I'm mad at.
So what do you think that cop was like? Well, I got to go take a squirrel. No, I'm going to take a squirrel. I'd rather go there than hit the.
Yeah, I want to hear what the SWAT guy said.
The gang's over here. No, I'm not. I want to take the squirrel on. I think I got a better chance.
I want to hear what
than MS-13.
I want to hear what the SWAT guy said in the parking lot prior to making that raid. I want to hear that conversation.
Yeah, and I want to see his video cam.
Right. It's just crazy. I'm not mad at the law. A lot of laws like that are there for a reason. I don't believe everybody should have pet alligators in Florida. I don't, or gopher turtles and stuff like that. So the laws are there to protect the animals. They're there for a reason. I'm pissed at the execution of how that law was done.
So I'm going
without a citation.
And my wife brings this up to me all the time. So the stupid laws that are on the books in our town, our community, on Sunday afternoon, you're allowed to take your wife to the courthouse steps and beat her. That's on the books.
There also is a law when you come to a four-way stop, you're supposed to get out of the car and fire a shotgun in the air twice and then get back in your vehicle before crossing the street. That law is on there from 1894.
So should we be enforcing those laws along with not having a squirrel in your house?
No. I'm just saying. I'm not so upset with the law. I'm upset with the interpretation and the execution of it.
The abuse of it.
Yeah, it's out of control.
But just
hell of a story. I'm sure a lot of you.
And what was that squirrel's name? Rocky?
Peanut.
Hey, Peanut, man, I'm sorry for your
rip Peanut.
Man,
Matter of fact, this episode we're dedicating to
Peanut. And what was a raccoon? And a raccoon.
I don't know.
Kind of like Rocky and Bullwinkle there, but I mean, squirrel and a raccoon. Sorry, you guys got taken out like that. I mean, I'd rather see you being taken out in a hail of gunfire than euthanized and just taken out of your own home. But into the parents, hey, sorry, but move out of New York, but don't come to Florida.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoy this very special episode of It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast. We will see you on the next one out here.
Cheers. Good luck.